Have you ever noticed how some men in their 60s and 70s seem to age gracefully, staying active and sharp, while others decline rapidly, seemingly overnight? The truth is, aging doesn't usually happen suddenly. Our bodies send us subtle warnings. Quiet signals that something isn't quite right, months or even years before serious health issues develop. The problem is, men in particular tend to ignore these warning signs, brushing them off as just getting older or nothing to worry about. I recently heard about James, a 72-year-old retired engineer who prided himself on his independence. For years, his family noticed small changes. He walked a bit slower, seemed more tired after routine activities, and occasionally forgot where he put his keys. But whenever they expressed concern, James would wave them off. "I'm fine, just getting old." Then one morning, after months of ignoring these subtle changes, James collapsed in his kitchen. The warning signs had been there all along, but no one recognized their significance until it was almost too late. This pattern is incredibly common. Men, especially those raised in generations where showing vulnerability was discouraged, often minimize health concerns until they become emergencies. The good news is that by recognizing these silent signals early, you can take action, potentially adding years to your life and significantly improving your quality of life as you age. In this video, we'll explore 4 critical signs that many aging men ignore, signals that might seem minor but actually reveal important truths about your health and longevity. By the end, you'll know exactly what to look for and, more importantly, what actions to take when you spot these warning signs in yourself or someone you love. Stay with me until the end, because the final sign we'll discuss is one that nearly every aging man experiences but almost never connects to their overall health. Yet addressing it could dramatically improve your chances of maintaining independence and vitality for years to come. Don't miss the final insight. It's one that most people overlook, yet it holds incredible power in predicting what lies ahead. These markers could completely reshape how you see your future and add valuable years to your life. If this has sparked your interest, show your support by hitting the like button, subscribing to our channel, and sharing this video with those you care about. Together, let's make informed choices for a healthier, longer life. Now, let's get started with the first silent sign many men ignore as they age. Sign number 1, changes in physical strength and mobility. One of the most telling but frequently overlooked signs of aging in men is a gradual decline in strength and mobility. I'm not talking about suddenly being unable to lift heavy weights at the gym. I'm referring to those subtle changes that creep in so slowly you barely notice them, until one day you realize climbing stairs leaves you winded, or getting up from a low chair requires using your arms to push yourself up. Consider Thomas, a 68-year-old who had always been active. He started noticing that his regular walks were taking longer, and hills that once gave him no trouble now left him breathing heavily. When his son mentioned it, Thomas brushed it off. That's just what happens when you get older. What Thomas didn't realize was that this wasn't simply normal aging. It was his body sending a critical signal. These changes in physical ability don't just affect your daily activities. They're often early indicators of more serious health concerns. Studies have shown that declining physical function, particularly walking speed and grip strength, can predict future health problems, including cardiovascular disease, cognitive decline, and even mortality risk. Let me explain what's happening in your body. Starting around age 50, men typically lose about 1 to 2% of their muscle mass each year, a condition called sarcopenia. This loss accelerates after 70 unless you actively work to prevent it. As muscles weaken, your balance becomes compromised, your metabolism slows, and your body becomes less efficient at regulating blood sugar. This creates a dangerous cycle. You move less because it's harder, which causes you to lose more muscle, which makes movement even more difficult. But here's what's important to understand. While some decline is natural, a rapid or significant decrease in strength and mobility is not just getting old, it's a warning sign that shouldn't be ignored. What can you do about it? First, pay attention to these specific changes. Does standing up from a chair require using your hands to push off? Do you find yourself walking more slowly or cautiously than before? Have everyday tasks like carrying groceries or opening jars become noticeably more difficult? Do you feel unsteady when turning quickly or walking on uneven surfaces? If you notice these changes, don't dismiss them. Instead, try these practical steps. Start with a simple test. Try standing on one foot for 10 seconds. If you can't maintain your balance, that's a clear signal your physical function needs attention. Next, incorporate strength training into your routine, even if you've never lifted weights before. Research shows that men in their 70s and 80s can still build significant muscle with regular resistance training. Focus on functional exercises that mimic daily movements. Squats for standing up, step-ups for climbing stairs, and rows for maintaining. Posture and upper body strength. Even 20-30 minutes 2 or 3 times a week can make a dramatic difference. Consider working with a physical therapist or fitness trainer who specializes in older adults. They can design a safe, effective program tailored to your specific needs and abilities. The key is consistency. Irregular exercise won't reverse the decline. Remember, strength and mobility are not just about physical appearance or athletic performance. They're fundamental to maintaining your independence as you age. By recognizing and addressing these changes early, you can significantly slow their progression and preserve your ability to live on your own terms. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move on to our second silent sign. Sign number 2. Sleep quality changes. When's the last time you woke up feeling truly refreshed? For many aging men, quality sleep becomes increasingly elusive. Yet few recognize how profoundly this affects their health and longevity. Most men simply accept poor sleep as an inevitable part of aging, not realizing it's often a warning sign of underlying issues, and one that can be addressed. Let me tell you about Robert, a 71-year-old retired teacher. For years, Robert dismissed his fragmented sleep as just part of getting older. He'd wake up 3 or 4 times each night, sometimes lying awake for hours before drifting off again. During the day, he felt irritable and foggy-headed, but never connected these symptoms to his disrupted sleep patterns. It wasn't until his wife insisted he mention it to his doctor that Robert discovered his poor sleep wasn't just annoying. It was a warning sign of sleep apnea that was putting significant strain on his heart. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's a critical time when your body repairs tissues, consolidates memories, and clears toxins from the brain. Studies have consistently shown that people over 70 who maintain high-quality sleep tend to live longer, healthier lives, while those with poor sleep have higher risks of heart disease, diabetes, memory problems, and weakened immune function. What many men don't realize is that while sleep patterns do naturally change with age, significant disruptions are not normal. Here's what happens. As you age, your body produces less of the deep, restorative sleep that repairs and rejuvenates your body. You may find yourself waking up more frequently during the night and spending more time in lighter sleep stages. But major changes like struggling to fall asleep, waking up multiple times, or feeling exhausted despite adequate hours in bed are not simply part of normal aging. They're signals that something needs attention. Common causes include sleep apnea, which affects nearly 40% of men over 60, though most go undiagnosed. Prostate issues causing nighttime urination, medications, chronic pain, or even anxiety and depression. Each of these underlying issues can have serious health consequences beyond just feeling tired. How can you tell if your sleep changes warrant attention? Watch for these specific signs. Do you regularly wake up feeling unrefreshed, even after a full night's sleep? Has your partner mentioned that you snore loudly or seem to stop breathing momentarily during sleep? Do you find yourself feeling drowsy during the day, sometimes nodding off while reading or watching TV? Are you waking up multiple times during the night to use the bathroom? Do you find it takes significantly longer to fall asleep than it used to? If you're experiencing these symptoms, here are practical steps to address them. First, establish a consistent sleep routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even weekends. Your body thrives on this regularity. Create a sleep-promoting environment by keeping your bedroom cool. Between 60-67 degrees is optimal, dark, and quiet. Consider removing electronic devices that emit blue light, which can disrupt your body's natural sleep signals. Pay attention to what you consume before bed. Limit caffeine after noon. Avoid alcohol within 3 hours of bedtime. Despite feeling like it helps you fall asleep, it actually disrupts sleep quality. And finish eating at least 3 to 4 hours before lying down to reduce nighttime digestive discomfort. If you regularly wake up to urinate, try reducing fluid intake in the evening. However, if you're getting up more than once, discuss this with your doctor, as it could indicate prostate issues or other medical conditions. Most importantly, if you suspect sleep apnea, loud snoring, gasping during sleep, or daytime drowsiness, don't delay seeking help. A simple sleep study can diagnose this condition, and treating it can dramatically improve not just your sleep, but your overall health and longevity. Remember, good sleep isn't a luxury, it's essential maintenance for your brain and body. Recognizing and addressing sleep changes isn't just about feeling better tomorrow. It's about protecting your health for years to come. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move on to our third sign. Sign number 3, cognitive changes and social withdrawal. Have you noticed yourself becoming more forgetful, having trouble following conversations, or struggling to make decisions? Maybe you've started avoiding social situations because they feel more exhausting than they used to. Many men dismiss these changes as senior moments or normal aging, but they can actually be early warning signs that deserve attention. Take Michael, a 74-year-old retired accountant who had always been quick-witted and socially active. Over several months, his friends noticed he was becoming quieter during their weekly card games, sometimes forgetting whose turn it was or seeming confused about the rules they'd played by for years. Michael brushed off their concerns. "My brain's just getting old." But his withdrawal from activities he once enjoyed wasn't simply aging, it was his brain signaling that something was changing. Cognitive changes don't usually happen overnight. They typically begin subtly, forgetting appointments, misplacing items more frequently, or finding it harder to concentrate on complex tasks. What makes these changes concerning isn't just their impact on daily functioning, but what they might indicate about your brain health. Your brain, like any other organ, requires adequate blood flow, nutrition, and oxygen. As you age, circulation can become less efficient, and cells in certain brain regions may not function as effectively. However, significant cognitive changes or social withdrawal aren't inevitable parts of aging. They're often signs of underlying issues like vascular problems, medication side effects, vitamin deficiencies, sleep disorders, or even depression. Depression in older men often manifests differently than in younger populations or in women. Rather than feeling sad, men more commonly experience irritability, loss of interest in previously enjoyed activities, or unexplained physical complaints. Many older men were raised in generations where discussing mental health was taboo, making them less likely to recognize or acknowledge these symptoms. How can you tell if the cognitive or social changes you're experiencing warrant attention? Watch for these specific signs. Are you consistently forgetting important information or appointments? Do you find it harder to follow conversations, especially in groups? Have you started avoiding social activities you once enjoyed? Do you feel overwhelmed by decisions or tasks that once seemed manageable? Have friends or family commented on changes in your personality or behavior? If you recognize these signs, here are practical steps you can take. First, don't dismiss these changes as just getting older. Schedule a comprehensive checkup with your doctor, specifically mentioning the cognitive changes you've noticed. Request screening for conditions that can affect brain function, including diabetes, hypertension, vitamin deficiencies, particularly B12, and thyroid disorders. Review your medications with your healthcare provider. Many common medications can affect cognition, especially when taken in combination. Sometimes a simple adjustment can make a significant difference. Prioritize brain-healthy habits. Regular physical exercise increases blood flow to the brain and stimulates the growth of new neural connections. Mental stimulation, learning new skills, solving problems, or engaging in meaningful conversations, helps maintain cognitive function. And social connection is vital. Studies consistently show that maintaining strong relationships helps preserve cognitive health. Pay attention to your mental health. If you're feeling unmotivated, irritable, or disconnected from activities you once enjoyed, discuss this with your doctor. Depression is not a normal part of aging, and it responds well to treatment. Consider using memory aids without shame. Set reminders on your phone, use calendars prominently displayed, and establish routines that reduce cognitive load. These strategies aren't admitting defeat. They're smart adaptations that preserve your energy for what matters most. Remember, your brain remains remarkably adaptable even in your 70s and beyond. By addressing cognitive changes early rather than dismissing them, you give yourself the best chance of maintaining mental sharpness and social engagement for years to come. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 3 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move on to our fourth and final sign. One that nearly every aging man experiences but rarely recognizes as significant. Sign number 4, digestive and nutritional changes. The fourth silent sign that many aging men ignore relates to changes in appetite, digestion, and nutrition. These shifts can seem minor. Perhaps you're not as hungry as you used to be, certain foods don't agree with you anymore, or you've lost a few pounds without trying. Most men dismiss these changes as inconsequential, but they often reveal important information about your overall health and can significantly impact your longevity. Consider William, a 76-year-old who had always enjoyed hearty meals. Over several months, he gradually lost interest in eating, often leaving food on his plate and skipping snacks between meals. His clothes became looser, but he viewed this as positive. He'd always wanted to lose a few pounds. What William didn't realize was that his unintended weight loss and diminished appetite weren't simply changes in preference. They were warning signs that his body wasn't absorbing nutrients properly, which was slowly affecting his muscle strength, immune function, and energy levels. As men age, several physiological changes affect nutrition and digestion. Stomach acid production often decreases, making it harder to break down proteins and absorb certain nutrients like vitamin B12, iron, and calcium. Taste buds diminish, making food less appealing. Metabolism slows, reducing calorie needs but not nutritional requirements. And chronic low-grade inflammation can suppress appetite while increasing the body's nutritional demands, a dangerous combination. What makes these changes particularly concerning is their impact beyond just digestion. Proper nutrition is the foundation of nearly every bodily function. Without adequate protein, your muscles weaken more rapidly. Without sufficient vitamins and minerals, your immune system becomes compromised. And when weight loss happens primarily through muscle loss rather than fat reduction, it can accelerate frailty and reduce your body's resilience to illness or injury. How can you tell if the digestive or nutritional changes you're experiencing warrant attention? Watch for these specific signs. Have you lost weight without trying more than 5 to 10 pounds over 6 to 12 months? Do you often feel full after eating just a small amount? Have you lost interest in foods you once enjoyed? Do you frequently experience digestive discomfort such as gas, bloating, or changes in bowel habits? Are you eating fewer than 2 full meals per day? If you recognize these signs, here are practical steps you can take. First, don't assume that decreased appetite or unintended weight loss are positive changes. Schedule an appointment with your healthcare provider to rule out underlying conditions that might be affecting your digestion or appetite, including medications that impact taste or digestive function, focus on nutrient density rather than volume. If your appetite is decreased, every bite count by choosing foods rich in protein, healthy fats, and micronutrients. Consider smaller, more frequent meals if you feel full quickly. Pay attention to protein intake. After 70, your body actually needs more protein than when you were younger to maintain muscle mass. Aim for 1.0 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight daily. Good sources include eggs, Greek yogurt, lean meats, fish, and plant-based options like beans and lentils combined with whole grains. Address any barriers to eating well. If chewing is difficult, choose softer foods or consider dental issues that might need attention. If cooking feels overwhelming, explore meal delivery services, community dining programs, or batch cooking simpler recipes. Consider targeted supplements after consulting with your healthcare provider. Vitamin D, vitamin B12, calcium, and magnesium are commonly deficient in older adults. However, supplements should complement, not replace, a nutritious diet. Stay hydrated, as thirst sensation often diminishes with age. Dehydration can further reduce appetite and energy levels. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses of fluid daily, including water-rich foods like fruits and vegetables. Remember, maintaining good nutrition isn't about indulgence or deprivation. It's about providing your body with the essential building blocks it needs to function optimally. By recognizing and addressing nutritional changes early, you give yourself the best chance of maintaining strength, immunity, and resilience for years to come. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating content to inform and inspire you. As we reach the end of our discussion, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered. We've explored 4 critical signs that many aging men ignore: changes in physical, strength and mobility, sleep quality issues, cognitive changes and social withdrawal, and digestive and nutritional shifts. Each of these signals might seem minor in isolation, but together they provide valuable insights into your overall health and longevity. What ties all these signs together is a fundamental truth about aging. Our bodies are constantly communicating with us, sending subtle signals long before major problems develop. The men who age most successfully aren't those with perfect genetics or extraordinary luck. They're the ones who pay attention to these signals and respond appropriately. Think about the men you know who've maintained their vitality into their 80s and beyond. Chances are they share certain habits. They stay physically active, prioritize good sleep, remain socially engaged, and pay attention to their nutrition. They don't ignore changes. They adapt to them. They don't fight against aging. They work with it, making adjustments that allow them to maintain their independence and quality of life. This approach isn't about denial or fear. It's about empowerment. By recognizing these silent signs early, you gain the opportunity to address small issues before they become major problems. You reclaim control over how you experience your later years. Remember James from our introduction? After his collapse, his doctor identified several underlying issues that had been developing for months: undiagnosed sleep apnea, nutritional deficiencies, and muscle weakness from inactivity. With proper treatment and lifestyle changes, James made a remarkable recovery. 2 years later, he's more active than he was before his health scare, regularly walking with friends, preparing nutritious meals, and even mentoring young engineers, part-time. His story illustrates an important truth. Addressing these warning signs doesn't just extend life, it improves its quality. So what steps will you take after watching this video? Perhaps you'll schedule that checkup you've been putting off, start a strength training program, improve your sleep environment, or pay more attention to your nutrition. Whatever you choose, remember that small, consistent actions often yield the greatest results. You don't need to transform your life overnight. Even modest changes maintained over time can significantly impact your health trajectory. I encourage you to share this video with the important men in your life. Fathers, brothers, friends who might benefit from this information. Many men find it difficult to discuss health concerns, but sometimes a simple conversation can be the catalyst for positive change. Thank you for joining me today. It would mean a lot to hear from you. Please leave a comment sharing one insight from this video that resonated with you or one action you plan to take. Your thoughts are not only valuable to us, but might also inspire others facing similar challenges. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit. Your support enables us to continue creating content that helps people live healthier, more fulfilling lives at every age. Until next time, remember, aging isn't something that happens to you. It's a journey you actively navigate. By paying attention to these silent signs, you're taking an important step toward writing your own story of successful aging.